If I had to lose mine, if I had to touch feeling, welcome to the show. I would lose my soul for the way I do. Welcome to the show. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope stream to step to. Yep. Big Daddy's back. Get a nice cold beer, like we always do about this time. Oh yeah. If I had to lose a mind, if I had to touch feeling, I would lose my soul for the way I do. Welcome to the show. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you with that dope stream to step to. If I hadn't lose a mind, if I hadn't touched feeling, I would lose my soul for the way I do. And I don't have to think, I only have to do it. Results are always perfect, but that's old news. Would you like to hear my voice sprinkled with emotion? Then it at your birth, I can't see the end of me, my own expense. I cannot see formulate infinity stored deep inside of me. Formulate infinity stored deep inside of me. If I hadn't lose my mind, if I hadn't touched feeling, I would lose my soul for the way I do. And I don't have to think, I only have to do it. Results are always perfect, but that's old news. Would you like to hear my voice sprinkled with emotion? Then it at your birth, I can't see the end of me, my own expense. I cannot see formulate infinity stored deep inside of me. Formulate infinity stored deep inside of me. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope stream to step to. Welcome to the Big Daddy Show Saturday Night Live Stream. We're back. We're back, bitches. We're back. All right. Like we always do about this time. We're going to rant and rave. We're going to tell some jokes. We might even sing a song or two. Big Daddy Show. We're back. All right. And for those unfamiliar with the show, what I do is I get up here, rip the mic for an hour or two, maybe even more. And I kind of give my hot take upon various issues of the day, life, philosophy, religion, the esoteric, everything in between. It's kind of like a weekend update with Norm Macdonald crossed with like a good HBO comedy special, crossed with like a good episode of Art Bell, mixed with like a Frank Sinatra style Vegas lounge stream. That's pretty much what it is, if I could distill it into a nutshell. I'm just one man ripping the mic, smoking a stogie, drinking a beer. Like we always do about this time. All right. Normally we start off with little current events. What's been going on? Yeah, Big Daddy, back on my old stream. We'll be streaming about some more serious topics, some more serious issues. Well, back to the old format. You know how it goes. Yeah, new year 2023. Mm-hmm. New beginnings, new tidings, new show format. Big Daddy Show Phase 5, baby. It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen eventually. Might as well happen now. Yeah. Yeah, 2023. Hopefully it'll be better than last year. Probably not. But you never know. You never know. Mm-hmm. I hear China, they've bought over 60 tons of gold here from the central bank in the last few months. Usually that's not a good sign. It means country's getting ready for war. And then again, China's been getting ready for war for a while. More ways than one. Yeah, they're going to let their people start traveling abroad. Release more deadly Koof variants, I'm sure. Give the powers that be more of an excuse to do their thing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, here Bill Gates wants to put the vax in the food supply. Yeah, there's a reason why he's been buying up all that farmland. Now it makes fucking sense. Motherfucker. Yeah, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, George Soros. I don't understand how these fuckers are able to just operate, get away with this shit. Yeah, too bad what happened on January 6th wasn't like a real fucking whatever, you know. But the thing is, like it was hyped up like it was a real something. And in many ways, it's kind of written the blueprint for many countries. Like for instance, here in Brazil, like they've had some sort of something go down, and basically the Brazilians copied the exact blueprint for what they did on January 6th. Only they actually went through with it and like went through with it hardcore. Like they were like pulling police off of horses and beating the shit out of them. Like this is what happens, media. You sensationalized January 6th, blew it up out of proportion, made it something that it wasn't. And now you set an example for other countries to follow. Now the fucking Brazilians of fucking overthrowing their government and shit. I guess that's what happened. What's going on? Yeah, I don't really follow the Brazilian politics too much. All I know about Brazil is their number one demographic for looking at porn on Pornhub is trans porn. It speaks volumes about your fucking country. The majority of the people looking at porn is looking at trans porn. It speaks fucking volumes about your fucking country. But hey, they overthrew their fucking government though, or they're trying to at least. I don't know, some chicanery went down with their elections possibly. Yeah. At least the people stepped up and tried to do something. Yeah, but that's the one thing, media, an unintended consequence of sensationalizing January 6th, it set a precedence and a blueprint for other smaller countries to follow. Like, hey, all we got to do is get a fucking flash mob on the fucking capital of wherever our fucking president or wherever, you know, the main source of power is, and just mob it. Fucking take the fucking thing over. That's how you do it. Good old America. Always leading the world one way or another. Fuck, Star Wars. God, I wish I could shit on Star Wars. I can't even think of a good Star Wars joke. It's been so long since I've seen the shit. Bust out the old Last Jedi jokes. Yeah, didn't they like gender swap Hawkeye? Is a female now? Yeah, they're gender swapping everybody. Yeah, I hear that they did a remake of Scooby Doo and like completely shit the bed with it. Scooby Doo's like not even in it. They race swapped all the characters, and they're not even remotely similar to the old Scooby Doo gang or whatever. And I was thinking, you know, if you're gonna do this shit and not even have Scooby Doo in it, why even have it associated with Scooby Doo? Just have them be all new original characters and just do an original series. It just don't make sense. They just want to shit on Scooby Doo is what they want to do. Like I said, Everything you ever loved and cared for, they're going to shit all over it, destroy it at some point, make it woke. That's how it goes. Yeah, ESG is going to be codified into law in the EU, I hear. That means like all the companies have to adhere to ESG standards, or else they won't be able to operate in the EU. Yep, wokeness. Codified into law now. Like it wasn't already. Yeah, they'll figure out a way to get it in there one way or another. Looks like we got a nice, robust chat going on tonight. 6 people watching live. Shit, that's a lot for a Big Daddy show. Normally, I get a good 2 people watching me is a fucking good night for me. Yeah, they're gonna fucking inject the wokeness into society one way or another. Yeah, I saw this story here recently about the WEF, the World Economic Forum. They've fully come out, and they're not even hiding anymore. I'm not joking when I say this. The WEF, the World Economic Forum, has endorsed pedophilia. I'm not joking. They came out with these studies and shit, and what? Now here's the sick, evil, weird shit. They say that pedophiles will help save the world, save the earth, because what happens is when people engage in sexual relations with minors, they're not procreating, they're not creating more humans, and minors who get sexually assaulted go on to not become heads of households themselves. They don't go on to become heads of households themselves. That they actually said that in their report. This is how sick and evil these fuckers are. Klaus Schwab has come out and endorsed pedophilia. The Rainbow Reich. Rainbow fucking Reich. Yep. I wish I was joking about this shit, but I'm not. It's real. Demonic drag queens fucking bouncing children on their fucking knees, reading stories to them. I mean, that's like a wolf coming up with a bunch of makeup, coming up to my property, bunch of makeup on, fucking telling me, I want to read stories to your chickens. Yeah, I'm sure you do, motherfucker. Yeah. What can you do? Nobody's fighting back against it. Weak men. Weak men create hard times. Just look at this shit right now. Full-on endorsement of pedophilia. Remember Shoe on Head, that fucking thought? I was watching a video of hers a while back where she basically came out and said exactly what I just said, that like the left has come out and endorsed pedophilia. Like she got attacked mercilessly when she tweeted some shit about the Balenciaga, whatever. Like, oh my God, what are you, a Nazi? You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be exposing this. It makes us look bad. I wish I was joking. Yeah. Yeah, that was so sick and evil. Like, talk about one of the good things about pedophilia is that it causes the children to later on not become heads of households. It's an attack upon the family is what it is. Like I've always been saying, attack against the family unit. This is what they want to do, destroy the family. We got to fight back against it by creating strong family units. Yeah, the women let themselves go to shit. A society can only be as good as the women within it. Now, I was watching one of these channels that do man on the street interviews with people, and it was this dude doing a man on the street interview with a bunch of women, and he was asking them about their virginity, about the time they lost their virginity, to describe it, or whatever. Asked about 30 women or so. Out of the 30, only one of them said they were virgin. And each girl after another talked about how they lost their virginity to, oh, it was a one-night stand. It was at a party. It was a guy I met on Tinder. It was always a one-night stand, basically. Only one female out of the 30 said that she lost her virginity to her boyfriend. Not one said she lost it to her husband, obviously. We are Babylon, the mother of harlots. That's what we are. Yeah, women who have had sex with more than 5 men have a much higher rate of divorce. It's like 60% or something like that. They initiate divorce much higher. If they've been to a 4-year college or university, you've got 90% chance of being divorced. Yep. The women, they let themselves go. Society can only be as good as the women within it. When they let themselves go and become whores, well, then you have what's called Babylon, the mother of harlots. That's what we are, the whore of Babylon. Yeah, less than 7 men out of 1,000 are getting married nowadays. Single mother culture on the rise. Yeah, I heard this weird story about incels. They're choosing to tune out. It's called transmaxing. They figured out that it's much easier to get along in society by tuning out and pretending like you're a woman, because then like society gets handed to you on a silver platter, basically. I got to thinking. I've heard this theory before, but it makes more sense when you really think about it. Back in medieval China times, not just China, but like a lot of the medieval times, like a lot of times men in certain societies, it was like one man with a harem of women, and not many of the men passed their seed on. And in China, what happened was there was a whole separate subclass of people that weren't men, they weren't women. They were called eunuchs. And what they would do is they would willingly castrate themselves. And in doing so, like they became part of the the part of society that operates all of the mechanisms of finance and governance and all that shit, like basically the grease that keeps the wheels going of society. Like that's what a eunuch was. And like they became an integral part of Chinese society. And a lot of men, like if they saw they had no prospects of ever, being the head of a household or whatever, they would choose to become a eunuch, and they would undergo this process where they would get their balls and dick taken off in one fell swoop. They had a special knife for it. And afterwards, they wear a special diaper. And for about 3 days afterwards, if they were able to urinate afterwards, that means the wound was able to heal properly and they were able to make a piss hole or something like that. But then I got to thinking, I wonder if like anybody who knows this trans wokeness, it's purely socially engineered. It's a psyop. It's a psychological operation is what it is. It's not organic. It exists mostly on the internet to socially engineer weak men to choose this lifestyle. And I think that's what this is. They're socially engineering a new class of eunuch is what they're doing, to act as the grease of the wheels of society. You look in the HR departments, the ones who are the mods on all of these various social media sites, they're all troons and shit. Well, at some point, like all of the positions that are taken by women are going to get taken by these men, because women are getting phased out of society. The worst part is the women are going right along with it. Yeah, men like me, I may seem like a misogynist, but I'm actually a true champion of women's rights by speaking out against all this trans wokeness and trying to warn women about what's happening, about how they're being canceled, and how women, they need to step up, fucking take the bull by the horns and try to stop this shit themselves. Because I am but one man. And I'm not taken seriously by anybody. Women, they need to step up their game and not be scared to be called a TERF. Like if you think that children shouldn't be groomed to become alphabet people, speak out against it. If you don't want men competing against women in sports, speak out against it. Speak truth to wokeness. This is the key. Got to speak truth to wokeness. Yes, speak truth to wokeness. I even made a banner for it. Speak truth to wokeness. Another thing is you got to understand what is best in life. You know what is best in life? Big Daddy knows what is best in life. Oh, yeah, my friend. But a lot of people, they don't know what is best in life. Yeah. Incels choosing to tune out. I'm telling you, this whole trans wokeness, it's a psychological operation to create a new class of eunuch. That's what it is. Yeah, good thing there's Matt Walsh out there spearheading the fight against it. Old Matt Walsh. Yeah, I saw him do a video here recently. Boy, he kind of exposed himself for the blue pill fucking cuck that his blue pill cuck roots. He's talking about the same shit I'm talking about, how there's an assault upon the family unit and shit like that. But his answer to the whole thing is to say bite the bullet and marry these fucking whores anyway, and just allow yourself to be, thrown into a meat grinder in the fucking divorce courts. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? He lost a lot of credibility after that. But this guy, he's the only one out there on the spear's tip, fucking speaking out against these troons and shit. He won a fucking transphobe of the year or whatever. That should have been my award. I should have won that award. Nobody hears my voice. I'm not heard by enough people. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a disturbing fucking statistic. Like here, they did like the number of cases across the United States of children who have been groomed and sexually assaulted by teachers, and the number is almost at 300. Couldn't believe that shit. Now, but here's the kicker, though. They had to take away a certain school district out of the equation because it would have completely thrown off the numbers. It turns out just in the Chicago school district alone, the school district of Chicago, Illinois, they had almost 800 cases of children being groomed and raped by teachers. I'm not fucking joking. Just in the fucking Chicago school districts. I saw an undercover video where somebody went into one of these private schools in Chicago. And what they were doing is the teachers were handing out sex toys to the children at a Chicago private school. This was caught on tape and shit. Yeah. You see, one of the things about Satanism, it tricks people into accepting their ways openly. That way they completely have their hands washed of it. You see, if they just put this shit out there and you accept it, then they have no guilt, and they have no karmic backlash because you accepted that shit willingly. This is the thing about Satanism. It's about trickery. Anybody who takes up that ideology thinks that kind of shit's cool. You think demonic drag queens are cool. You think fucking endorsing pedophilia is cool. No. You've been tricked into taking up satanic ideology. That's what it is. Yeah, Joe Biden, he let this slip. The demented old fool let this slip a while back when he talked about the liberal world order. The liberal world order. Now, we all know about the New World Order, but do you think it was anything but a liberal world order? And all it is Luciferianism, is what it is. They can't just come out and say, hey, we're all going to worship Lucifer now. No, they have to hide it in a Trojan horse, the Trojan horse of liberalism. Liberalism is Luciferianism. It's the same fucking thing. Liberalism is just a churched up form of Luciferianism. It's hidden in a Trojan horse, so to speak. They're both built upon the same foundation, a mountain of dead baby fetuses. Yes. Yeah, I was watching something on YouTube where it was a bunch of Muslims sitting around and one of them was showing this imam all of this shit that's going on, and talking to him about Matt Walsh, how he's the one who's fighting against it and all this. And this imam, he got pissed off, like he got real pissed off, and he said, "This Matt Walsh should not be leading the culture war against these people. No, Islam should be leading the war against these people." And I was like, yeah, no shit. Why isn't Islam leading the fucking culture war? I mean, Christianity obviously dropped the ball. Where's the horse and the rider? Where's the horn that was blowing? They all fall like rain on the mountain, wind in the meadow. Where is Islam? In our hour of need, where are you, Islam? Where? Getting the shit bombed out of you by Americans? Yeah, they turn their countries into these just little tourist places for Westerners. They're all inbred. Got fucking third world technology. They don't even have nuclear weapons. Weakness. What would Sultan Mehmet II think of you now if he were to see you now, Islam? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. If Islam doesn't take up the fucking mantle and take the bull by the horns and become the spear's tip in the culture war against this fucking shit, who will? Christianity obviously won't. No, Christianity dropped the ball on this long time ago. That's reality. That's the bottom line. Big Daddy said so. Oh yeah. We're tacking on a proper buzz here. Big Daddy Show, Phase 5, baby. We probably won't do the epic 5, 6, 7, 8 hour live streams like Big Daddy Show Phase 4. God, I hope not. Yeah, Big Daddy Show Phase 4. Way, way more entertaining than Marvel Phase 4. Guaranteed. Yeah, but now it's time to go back to the lab. Start talking about some more serious shit. We're in serious times. Big Daddy's voice is needed out there. Speak truth to wokeness. Expose cucks. That's what I gotta do. Yep. Yeah, I talked about all of these cases of teachers grooming and sexually assaulting the children and shit. Now, what they've done is they've hypersexualized the curriculum. Anybody knows this? Now, when you hypersexualize the curriculum, you're not just hypersexualizing the children. No, you're doing it to the teachers too. There's a reason why there's such a rise in all this shit. It's evil shit is what it is. Like at this point in the game, if you're still sending your kids to a public school, I just simply don't know what to say for you. I just simply don't know what to say. Knowing what they're doing, what's going on out there, all you gotta do is look at the libs of TikTok. See what these fuckers are doing, what they're up to. He who has perversed his ways shall be known. I believe that's written in the Bible somewhere. Yeah, the Satanism, they trick you into accepting their ways. How many people went to all in with the jab, unquestioned? And now you look at all these people just dropping dead all over the place. Or getting really, really fucked up with some real nasty side effects. I hear old Ashton Kutcher is all fucked up from some side effect or whatever. They won't say it, of course. It's one of the things you cannot speak of openly. I heard them actually saying that it's one of the reasons why people are having sudden heart attacks is because all of these gas and propane stoves people are using. We got to get rid of the gas stoves. It's causing heart attacks. Like, really? Are we stretching that far now? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I hear there was almost 300 cases of athletes in the U.S. just dropping dead. Miscarriages up over 4,000%. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Anybody familiar with the Fandom Menace, that whole grift sphere, and anybody familiar with NFL football knows Uche Naware, he recently died. Just dropped dead here recently. Heart-related issues, you know. Guy was still in his 30s, ex-professional athlete, just dropped dead. Yeah, the ironic part is he had tweeted all about throwing people who refuse the jab should be thrown in jail. Like, this is how much of a militant pro-vaxxer this guy was. Little ironic, just a little ironic. Yeah, Damar Hamlin, the player for the Buffalo Bills, just keeled over. Had a fucking heart attack right there on the field. Nothing to see here, folks. Yeah, professional football players have heart attacks on the field all the time. Yeah, how many soccer players have just fucking keeled over dead? Got to get rid of them damn stoves. Got to get rid of them damn stoves. Yeah, I hear that the government here in America just came out with the cure to childhood obesity. And no, it's not what you would think, diet and exercise. No, it's not diet and exercise. No. The cure for childhood obesity, surgery and medication. Yes, surgery and medication. You see, there's no money in diet and exercise. No. Yeah, these motherfuckers, yeah, they make billions of dollars off of the fucking diabetes grift. With all the fucking money and diabetes medications and shit, all the diabetes related paraphernalia. Type 2 diabetes, diabetes this, diabetes that. Most people can just cure that shit just by simple diet and exercise. Nope, can't have none of that. You'll be eaten into the profits of big pharma. Yeah, the Rainbow Reich. What can you do? Brazilian insurrection. Taking the blueprint of January 6th, but actually going through with it all in, if you know what I mean. Good old Q shaman. You watch one of these days, 100 years from now, there'll be like the Q shaman. He'll be like emboldened on a flag of a certain country somewhere. Some country rises up against their government, overthrows it, create a new country, get a new flag, all because they were inspired by the events of January 6th that the stupid media sensationalized and blew out of proportion. All all quarterbacked by the FBI behind the scenes. Bunch of fucking brain dead boomers. Go to have a fucking you go to overthrow the government, but nobody brings any guns. Like, really? Come on, Jesus Christ! Just like boomers to fuck it up. They fuck up everything. Can't even overthrow the government right. Yep. Wow, yeah. Relight my stogie there. I'd like to thank y'all for coming out tonight, hanging out with Big Daddy. It's good being back on the old channel again, just cutting loose, ranting and raving about more important shit. We'll probably talk about Comicsgate at some point. Do a little closeout Comicsgate rant. Anybody who doesn't know what Comicsgate is, it's the section of the independent comic book underground comprised of blacklisted ex-industry professionals and their hanger-ons, basically. Here recently, they've all been shadow banned off of Indiegogo, most of them. Well, a lot of them. I don't know about most of them. I hear many of them have been shadow banned. Yeah, the movement started out as one thing, kind of became something else. Might talk about that a little later. Yeah. Comicsgate. It was part of. Well, it sprung up as a knee-jerk reaction to woke comics. A lot of the old beloved characters were being race swapped or gender swapped or becoming bastardized abominations of what they were once. Like, let me give you an example. Captain America became a Nazi. This is a microcosm of what happened with comics. And a lot of people started speaking out against it. And there was one character called Ya Boy Zach, Richard C Meyer, who kind of rose to the forefront and became kind of like the godfather of the movement because he actually decided to make a comic instead of just complaining about the shit. I can make one better. And he had a whole backstory. Anyway, he got his comic made and was going to actually get it published by Antarctic Press, but this dude named Mark Waid came along and did some tortious interference. Got a hold of Antarctic Press, said, "Hey, you better not publish this book, or else something bad may happen." Blah blah blah. You know, so they decided to cuck out and not publish Richard's book. So what happened was there was a lawsuit, and eventually, ya boy Zach, Richard C Meyer, decided to cut a deal with Mark Waid and both go their separate ways. And there was no winner, no loser. Although at the end of the day, Zach came out on the losing end. Most people will agree on that, especially after his cuck porn came out. Yeah, Preston Poulter, he had some cuck porn come out too. Yeah, boy, Zach. Well, at least with Preston Poulter's cuck porn, he was doing it with his wife, and he tasted his own shit off of the dildo. Like, your boy Zach, I don't know who this woman was. She might have went on to become one of his baby mamas. But he ended up, I guarantee he ended up kissing that bitch before the night was done, tasted another dude's load on his breath. You talk about some real cuck shit. A lot of cucks in that whole sphere. That's what I'm trying to illustrate. Yeah, it takes away from my agency to just simply speak about them at this point, especially after your boy Zach's cuck porn got exposed, and not a living soul in the movement really gave a shit because it was covered up, for one. Yeah, it was the metaphorical Hunter Biden laptop of its time. CG higher ups went full mainstream media on that shit, if you know what I mean. Anybody who dared to speak out against it or try to fucking expose what a cuck this guy was, you're shot down. Like, oh no, you shouldn't be speaking about him. He's a great man. Like, no, he's not. Any man who would sit idle and allow his girl to slurp up a stranger's cum on a porn set and slurp it right in front of him, that man deserves ridicule. He deserves scorn. And there's an old saying, a fish stinks from the head down. And that man was the founder of Comicsgate. Never forget that. The type of man who would sit by and allow his girl to slurp up porn cum right in front of him and do nothing about it founded the movement of Comicsgate. That speaks volumes about the movement. It truly does. It truly does. Relight that cigar there. Yeah, but a lot of those people in that whole grift sphere were crying about the pregnant Joker, the woker. Yeah, I guess the Joker, they've done a comic where he's pregnant. I know nothing about it. The closest thing I know about it is the thumbnails of the videos they've done. So who knows what it really is. It's probably not Kanan. Probably not. But you never know. But yeah, I guess Joker is pregnant in one of these comics. Well, you talk about like peak woke clown world leftist insanity, this whole pregnant man phenomenon. I have still yet to hear somebody explain to me the logic behind this pregnant man bullshit. Like, what exactly does it mean to be a pregnant man? I just don't fucking get it. Like, does it mean you were like you're a biological woman, you were born a woman, but you identify as a man, so you're a trans man, but you use your lady parts to get pregnant? So you're a pregnant man. Is that what it means? Or is it something way more woke and insane? Somebody please, like, I dare you, I fucking dare you, if there are any leftists out there listening to this fucking show right now, and you can defend this pregnant man argument, I fucking dare you to click that Streamyard's link in the description and come on here and debate Big Daddy and explain to me exactly what it means to be a pregnant man. Defend that shit. This is one thing the left is never asked to do, defend their nonsense. I have yet to hear somebody defend this pregnant man bullshit. What the fuck does that mean to be a pregnant man? You talk about peak woke leftist clown world bullshit. Pregnant man. Does it mean like a dude like ate a whole shitload of PF Chang's or something? He's got a fucking gutload of shit. He's like, oh, you got a bowel movement. Oh, you feel it kicking? I think I will name it Junior. Is that what it means? Because if so, that's fucking insane. Like a man becomes bloated because he's got gas, and all of a sudden he's pretending he's got a baby in him. I mean, that's devaluing human life, is what that is. It just goes to show what these people think of human life. To even give this pregnant man shit any fucking air just goes to show what they think of human life. Fucking people, like I said, Satanism, they trick you into taking it up and accepting it, because then their hands are washed of any sort of karmic backlash. Like, oh, you took it on, I didn't force it upon you, you willingly chose it. Yeah. You know, we reached about the halfway point, or at this point in the game, we usually take a little break. So Big Daddy, he's going to throw on a little tune, and we'll come back and finish off the show. And if anybody wants to pop on with Big Daddy and chop it up, the Streamyard's link is in the description. And if you are a leftist and you are capable of defending the pregnant man argument, I dare you to fucking click that link and defend that shit. I dare you. If anybody else want to just chop it up with Big Daddy, the Streamyard's link is in the description. Other than that, we're going to throw on a song, and we're going to come back and rant and rave a little bit more and close the stream out. Just have a little bit of patience. That's all I ask. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Make no mistake. A patient man is rewarded in the end. You shed a tear 'cause I'm missing you, but I'm still alright to smile. Girl, I think about you every day now. There was a time when I wasn't sure, but you set my mind at ease. There is no doubt that you're in my heart now. Settle my mind, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Said sugar, take it slow, we come together fine. All we need is just a little patience. Sitting here upon the stairs, 'cause I'd rather be alone. If I can have you right now, I'll wait here. Sometimes I get so intense, though I can't speed up the time. We spoke of was and we spoke of when. You know that things will turn out right. Settle on mine, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Said sugar, take it slow, we'll come together fine. All we need is just a little patience. Patience. Yeah, just a little 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 patience. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for having a little patience there. Just a little patience. Yep. All right. Yeah, where are we gonna take this bitch now? Yeah. Guess we could segue the little Comicsgate talk. Anybody still listening at this point in the game is probably old school Big Daddy fan from the old school show where I talked about Comicsgate bullshit. Yeah, Comicsgate is just so fucking gay. Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to phase it out. Anybody who knows Big Daddy show on this channel, like it was very, very minimal to no Comicsgate talk, really. When it was, it would just, be me purely lampooning them like I always do. Yeah, it's gotten pretty oh shit. I mean, Oz has returned. I heard Oz returned. Anybody familiar with old school CG lore knows about Oz. I saw he had a little promo where he had Mr. Dongs and he had a game or something. I don't know if it was real, if it was a troll. It looked pretty fruity. Well, that's all I know. I was like, oh shit, has Oz gone full war campaign? Is it what this fucking shit is? Yeah, I didn't see his return stream. I guess he streamed earlier. Yeah, I had actually gone on the record with a few monologues saying that the Oz show was the only thing that could truly save CG and bring everybody back together and heal the wounds and all that shit and heal the rifts and all that. Now, obviously, it'll only exacerbate things. I was only saying that on the off chance that Oz was actually listening to my show and then took my advice. Jesus Christ, that'd be funny if he actually did. Oh man, you imagine the blood sports. Oz actually opens the show up again and just opens up the stream like to anybody come on like how he used to, Because I think Oz he tried to do a comeback thing, but he tried to make it like way more sanitized and shit, and it just wasn't the same. Like if Oz comes back, he's got to go back to the old format. It's the only way to make it work. Well, maybe even I'll pop on from time to time if he goes back to the old format. Nobody's got a fucking camera on there. If you know what I mean. Yeah, my banner was still on there. Yeah, CG. Yeah, here CG is such on the tail end that even John De La Rose is beginning to distance himself from it. He's proclaimed himself the new king of the Iron Age. Going on to Tim Pool show, moving on to bigger, better things. We'll see how many times exactly he mentions the word Comicsgate when he's on the Tim Pool show. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. The boy Zach porn. Anybody that didn't catch that story, Richard C Meyer, also known as Ya Boy Zach, the YouTube channel Comics Matter with ya boy Zach. I guess somebody was cooming out here recently and saw him in a porno in the background, wearing his fucking USMC sweater of all things. Had he not been wearing the USMC sweater, maybe he could have got away with it. But it was basically like a watermark identifying exactly who he was. Yeah, it was some real bad amateur BDSM porn inside of a San Francisco shoe store, a gangbang, anal fisting gangbang. Over an hour long, Zach was just milling around in the background with his date. Some fucking sow of a woman. It's just fucking just sow of a woman. Post wall. Like I thought she was a porn star. Like I didn't understand the full context of it. I've only seen a couple of clips, the real bad ones. But yeah, Zach's date, she slurps up a pile of strangers' load and just slurps it right there in front of him. And Zach kind of cuddles her afterwards. Yeah, he sat there for a full fucking hour and watched this gangbang, completely just, enthralled. Couldn't take his eyes off. I think he even took part and grabbed one of the porn star's titties at some point. Yeah, Richard C. Meyer, ya boy Zach. This is the same guy who can't sit through a fucking movie for more than a few minutes at a time because of his quote unquote ADHD or whatever. Like, really, you got attention deficit disorder, really? But you're sitting there and completely enthralled for over an hour watching hardcore anal fisting gangbang. Either he's full of shit or it's just a testament to what a fucking degenerate he truly is. Founder of Comicsgate. Fish stinks from the head down. Yeah, this porn came out, and yeah, his bitch slurped up cum right in front of him. Ethan Van Sciver, the titular head of the movement who kind of took over Zach's spot after he kind of distanced himself from CG, talked about it briefly on one of his live streams, but he failed to mention the most important part about the cum slurping, because that puts it in a completely different context and a different light once you know about the cum slurping. And Ethan, he didn't disclose that bit of information, didn't disclose any screenshots, any edited clips, no. Like that, they swept it under the rug. Like I said, the Ya Boy Zach porn was the metaphorical Hunter Biden laptop of its time. The way it was covered up by the CG, the same way the fucking media covered up the Hunter Biden laptop. Yep. They don't want their side to look bad. Now, if some sort of cringe porno came out that had like Liam Gray in it, or Mark Brooks, or Big Daddy, like I guarantee you that they'd be EFAPing that shit. Guarantee. Like no, it was ya boy Zach, a guy who has no love for the movement, never fucking liked Comicsgate, never really wanted anything to do with it, threw it under the bus at every fucking chance he could get. And when you really get down to brass tacks, who has done more damage and tarnished the brand of Comicsgate more? Richard C. Meyer or Preston Poulter? Think about that. It's undebatable. Richard C. Meyer has done more damage to the brand of Comicsgate than Preston Poulter ever did. And he did that by going on the Jim Jeffries show and making himself look like a total fucking fool. That stupid haircut completely delegitimized the movement when he went on the Jim Jeffries show. He did more harm to the movement that single moment than 1,000 Preston Poulters ever could. That's reality. And what did EVS do? Instead of just throwing this guy into the wood chipper and the meat grinder like he should have and turned him into content for the next couple months, no, he covered up for him. Fucking cuck. I mean, where do we go from here? I mean, the Comicsgate, it's basically, if it was a movie, the credits would be rolling after this. Where do we go from here? I mean, literally, the CCTV footage from behind the Marlton Pizza Parlor would have to come out. I mean, to top this shit, literally. Yeah, nobody gave a shit. It was covered up. It just goes to show the level of integrity these people have. No principles, no morals, no honor, no virtue, no ethics. It's Comicsgate for you. Yep. Your boy Zach sat there and let his date slurp up a fucking stranger's load and slurped it right in front of him. Now, just how exactly do you save face after that? Like, I got to thinking, like, put yourself in your boy Zach's shoes, and this was your date. Like, for some reason, you're at an anal fisting gangbang in San Francisco, and your date slurps up a stranger's cum in front of you. Let's just say you've been on like, this is the second date you've been on with the bitch. Like, what do you do? Like, where do you go from here? Like, how do you save face after that? I mean, really, there's only one thing you can do. Like, knowing that it's on camera and all that, and it could come out and backfire on you later and make you look like a fucking total just limp dick cuck. Like, there's only really one thing you can do. You basically gotta, like, grab the bitch, flip her around, and just slap her across the face real hard, and just strip her and just tear all of her clothes off, force her to get down on all fours, and have her pleasure all the men there. And then you take her clothes with you, and you just leave her and just let her find her way back without any clothes. I mean, that's literally the only way you save face in a situation like that. I mean, she really left him in a bad situation. Like, that's literally the only way you save face. And since your boy Zach didn't do that, he's forever going to look like just the most, just, well, we all know he kissed that bitch on the lips later on. We all know he did. For all we know, that's probably Zach's kink. I mean, you saw, anybody who saw the video, like, truly saw it, knows it almost looked like he whispered into her ear and ordered her to do it. And, like, he got off on it and really liked it. Like, your boy Zach might be such a fucking degenerate coomer. Like, that could be his fetish. That could be his kink. Watching his other girl slurp up other dudes' loads. Like, this is the level of fucking cuck we're dealing with. The founder of Comicsgate. Your boy Zach. Your soy Zach. Yeah. I guarantee you that there's more out there. I mean, he looked way too comfortable, way too in his element. For a full hour, he was just completely enthralled. When this guy supposedly has ADHD. Yeah, I guarantee he's been in more of these films as a background. He may even be in a few of these as the star. Yeah, but the bottom line is, it's big picture time here. It's big picture time. The people in Comicsgate that knew about it were perfectly fine with it. And it was covered up by many people. I mean, CG is okay with cuckery. That's big picture time. You got a whole movement of people who are perfectly okay with cuckery. Perfectly okay with the founder of their movement just simply allowing his date to slurp up stranger's load and him just be perfectly fine with it, snuggling her, give her a little kiss afterwards. Yeah, this is just a microcosm of the bigger picture, is what I'm saying. Weak men create hard times. This is just one more piece of the column falling of society. You got an entire movement of quote unquote men that are perfectly fine with this level of cuckery. It's big picture time here. Yeah. Comicsgate is a blue-pilled community full of weak men, coomers. That's reality. That's fucking reality. Anybody who had any semblance of self-respect, they already left the movement a long time ago. Let's put it that way. Anybody who's truly talented, they left the movement a long time ago. Yeah. Indiegogo, shadow banning the motherfuckers all over the place. What are they going to do? One of the good parts about Comicsgate was that it was kind of like a gang, like an online gang. Everybody would support you and support your project and all that if you went on Indiegogo. But Indiegogo is like kind of silently trying to like buck them off. Like, hey, get the fuck off our platform. Like, you're not welcome here anymore. Shadow banning the fuck out of shitloads of them. Well, many of them are breaking the terms of service unknowingly and probably incurring this upon themselves, whether they like to admit it or not. Dale Keown, is he having a breakdown over Mandy? Last I heard, Dale Keown's name was now on the Gemshock book. Gemshock by Mandy Summers and Dale Keown. Like, because supposedly he had his pit character was going to get several pages at the back of the book. Yeah, I had a feeling Mandy Summers was going to do something like that, like rope Dale Keown into her little world and eventually have the pit become part of her Gemshock universe and kind of assimilate to Dale Keown and have him become like kind of like her slave, so to speak, have him work for her for nudes and shit like that. Like I bet there's some shit like that going on behind the scenes. Yeah, Mandy Summers, she's got a whole simp army. Not just a simp army, but a simp army of artists that'll work for fucking nudes and shit like that. Some whole fucking post wall thought, heavily filtered and shit. Yeah. Such is the nature. This is a microcosm of the fall of man, of how far we have fallen as a people, about how far we have fallen as a society. For the simple fact that Mandy Summers even has simps. For the simple fact that Comicsgate is even a thing. For the simple fact that your boy Zach hasn't been just completely just denounced for the fucking soylent cuck that he truly is a testament to how far we have fallen as a people. Yep. Weak men create hard times. Now look at what's going on. We got organizations out there. The World Economic Forum actually come out and full on endorsing pedophilia, and nobody has stormed that fucking building and hung these fuckers yet. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, the boys act porn. It was the metaphorical Hunter Biden laptop of its time, covered up by CG the same way the mainstream media covered that shit up, completely exposed as hypocrites. Yep. And what can you do though? Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Hey, they got the Iron Age now. We all look forward to the Iron Age. JDA is the king of the Iron Age now, from what I hear. Yeah, I heard on Kiwi Farms, EVS, he's been trying to do a lot of damage control for your boy Zach. Even going as far as to make up, just completely make up a story about how there was this mysterious cabal out there blackmailing your boy Zach. Even though he also said in the same breath he hasn't talked to him in several months. Like, really? Like, come on. If you're kind of fucking bullshit, and get it straight. But yeah, he's been running all sorts of damage control. And one of the things he talked about was that Antarctic Press offered to let your boy Zach buy up their whole company. And I was like, what? Like, why didn't he do that then? Like, he could have had a legitimate comic printing company. Like, well, I guess, well, he is a terrible businessman. I guess that does make sense. You know, why buy up Antarctic Press and use that as the vehicle to, you know, print and distribute your comics? Like, no, let's let fucking Dynamite do it and completely fucking rip you off. That's what you do. Yeah, Comicsgate. Somebody in the back. You got something interesting to talk about? Ah, that's a good beer. It's been a while since I drank a good beer. Yeah. Oh, you do got something to talk about. What do you want to talk about? Yeah, you a fan of the Big Daddy Show? It's been a while since I streamed. Yeah, shit, we've getting towards the tail end here. Looks like I got a dude in the back. Maybe I should bring him on. Maybe. Yeah. Hargrave. What your spider senses are telling you. That's kind of what my spidey senses are telling me too. Yeah. Sometimes I think maybe it's best if the fucking meteor just comes, just wipes the fucking slate clean. Then a new civilization will rise like a phoenix in the ashes, replace all this fucking evil nonsense they're trying to shove down our throats like so many cockroaches and crickets. Yeah, maybe there's an alien race out there come come and enlighten us. Maybe they'll come destroy us. Maybe they're already here. You look out there in a big old wide space. You wonder if there are aliens out there. And if so, why are they not showing themselves? So one thing the Fermi paradox teaches us. This doctor called Fermi. He was one of the ones that helped make the atomic bomb. But the whole thing behind the Fermi paradox is if there are other alien races out there in the cosmos, then surely they would have shown themselves by now. And if they haven't, then why? And a lot of people wonder, what is why have they not shown themselves if they are out there? It's like, yeah, maybe it's well, maybe it's because the nature of the universe is very, very predatory. If you know what I mean. I remember hearing a story a long time ago when I was a child about a certain space probe that we sent out, the Vinci space probe, I think it was, and it had supposedly an entire diagram of what man looks like and all this shit, how to find Earth and all that. And they sent it out there into space, and I got to thinking, I don't know if that's a good idea, guys. Like, what if like a really bad alien race finds that thing and figures out where Earth is, and they come and just completely just annihilate the human race? And it turns out, that, well, that's actually the premise behind a fucking L. Ron Hubbard book, I think. Later got made into a movie, Battlefield Earth, a real bad movie. But that just goes to show I wasn't the only one who thought of this idea. But what if that is one of the things behind the Fermi paradox, why there is no alien races out there, is because as soon as one gets found out, it gets completely annihilated by a more powerful race. So it's almost like a spider, like and a fly comes into its net, and the spider will kill the fly until a bigger spider or a bigger predator comes along and takes the spider out. And that's the nature of the Fermi paradox. Is because the universe is predatory, and we got these alien races constantly taking each other out. They could be interdimensional too. A lot of undisclosed, or no, a lot of FBI documents that have been disclosed have spoken about what they say these aliens are, but doesn't say that they're aliens, not from different planets. They say that they're from different dimensions. Yeah, so I wonder, maybe that's a whole other thing. These quote unquote aliens that people think are visiting us, maybe they're from another dimension. I spoke about this before on my other channel about ancient Hindu lore, the shit that's thousands of years older than the Abrahamic lore that's based upon Christianity and Islam and all that shit. But in the ancient Hindu lore, they talk about the different dimensions and shit like that. And they're called lokas, Lokas, and we're located somewhere in the middle. The ones above us are like the heaven lokas, and the ones below us are the hell lokas. And one of these FBI documents, FBI document 5760, I forget what it is exactly, but it says that these aliens, they come from different lokas. This is what they say. It's a fancy way of saying they're from a different dimension. And one of these dimensions, the very lowest one, the hell dimension of the hell dimensions, the very lowest one on the totem pole, this loka is a place called Nagaloka, is the realm of the Nagas. These Nagas, they're spoken of in Hindu lore as shape-shifting reptilians who are very antagonistic towards humanity. A lot of well, when you tie it all together, I wonder if this whole, fallen angel paradigm, the Book of Enoch, all that shit, they speak of these things. If it's actually speaking of these creatures, the Nagas, these shape-shifting reptilians that manipulated the DNA of mankind that was already here, created like a different form of human, so to speak. Like the original human, like the oldest form of human is like black skin, abo from Australia, like pure abo. And at some point along the line, the white DNA was introduced. A lot of speculation whether or not there was some sort of genetic manipulation. And if it was it by shape-shifting reptilians? I know there's a guy called David Icke. He talks about the reptilian conspiracy. Usually when a David Icke video goes up, it gets fucking banned immediately anywhere. Usually when they ban you, you catch the most flack when you're hovering over the target. I wonder if there is anything to it. A lot of people who have gone under deep hypnosis or have gone out of body, shit like that, or taken high-end psychedelics, are sometimes able to commune with these beings because they're able to change their frequencies and go into another dimension. Yeah, there was actually the CIA. They had sent a team of people over to a place called the Monroe Institute. to be trained by a guy called Robert Monroe to go out of the body into the astral plane, where they're actually communing with these reptilian creatures. This has all been documented and shit. They even drew pictures of what they look like. They kind of look like slee stacks in a way. But yeah, basically the whole thing behind it is the entire Earth is basically like a farm. Like think of it like a farmer who has a bunch of chickens, and the Earth is his chicken coop. And what they did was they came here and found a bunch of humans that were already here, the abo, quote unquote, the aboriginal, the black skin, blacker than the night itself human, and they genetically manipulated that human to a different form that could feel a more wider, diverse degree of emotions, and thus harvest more spiritual energies, because it was all about harvesting our spiritual energies, kind of like spirit lice. And the one spiritual energy they enjoyed the most was the negative spiritual energies. And this is the reason why the earth is structured a certain way, why there's so much pain and suffering on the earth, because these things are working behind the scenes to make it that way, because they've turned our planet into a fucking chicken coop, basically. And this is what they fucking figured out, so to speak, when they went to the Monroe Institute and went through all that. Yeah, there's books written on this shit, and there's been disclosed documents and all that. Some real wild shit. Yeah, it all kind of ties together, really. It makes you think. And if the Fermi paradox is real, and if the whole nature of the universe is predatory, and another alien race comes and finds humans and comes to come devour us or destroy us, I wonder if our caretaker race would rise up to try to protect us, the same way a farmer would protect its chickens if wolves came knocking at the door trying to kill them. If so, that would be a pretty epic space battle, I bet. There should be a goddamn sci-fi something made about it. Yeah, but anyway, I thought that was a real dangerous thing when they sent out that probe exposing humanity's location, what humans look like, and all that shit. Anything you just want to hide out and send your own probes out there and find life first and scout that shit out before you go all in with like, hey, this is where we're at, Might accidentally incur the wrath of a fucking malevolent race of aliens. You never know. Yeah. Yeah, we ranted and raved quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit. Compared to Big Daddy Show Phase 4, where I would have 5, 6, 7, 8 hour live streams, is pretty relatively short one. Yeah. Try to get back to those more digestible streams, talking about more relevant shit. Maybe just set up a whole different channel where I just load live streams onto and just keep a small digestible 7 minute to half hour clips, basically. We'll see how it goes. I actually did watch that Razor Fist video. Pretty interesting. Yeah, one thing people on the right like to do is go back and refight old battles in history. It's like, yeah, it's cool doing a special on Lincoln and shit, but it would have been better to do a special on Joe Biden,
or one of the more relevant presidents, like maybe Obama or Trump, show how we led to the state of the earth, how we are in right now. How do we overturn it? Yeah, we could all go Monday morning quarterback all these old battles. One of the worst things I hate them, the right, doing is going back and trying to fucking refight World War II and shit like that. World War II's over. We need to fight World War III, motherfucker. We got the Rainbow Reich fucking coming after the children. Nobody's standing up to them. Islam, Christianity, fucking the world religions have dropped the ball when they should be on the spear's tip of the fucking culture war, fighting against the Rainbow Reich. Now they're going right along with it. It falls into the hands of men like us, the Big Daddy audience. We got to stop these motherfuckers. Yep. One way we stop them, speak truth to wokeness. Yep. And you got to understand what is best in life. Yep. Yeah, I heard a disturbing statistic about people in therapy here in America. 2/3 of them are women over the age of 30 who aren't married. And then one of the reasons why they're in therapy is that they're not married. And they don't understand why they're not married. Like, why am I not married? I don't understand it. I did everything society told me to. Become a strong woman. Yeah. Feminism. Feminism is a plague. How do you cure a plague like feminism? You gotta have a vaccine. You gotta vaccinate the people. Strong men. That's the vaccine. It's the only cure for feminism. Strong men. Yeah, to be a strong man, you also got to have a strong mind too. I remember as a child, I read a book. It was one of the most important books I ever read. And if you haven't read this book, I recommend you read it. It's a very, very short book. You can actually find it as an audio book on YouTube. It's called As a Man Thinketh. As a Man Thinketh. The most important book I ever read in my life. Basically, the whole thing behind the book is that with our thoughts, with our thoughts, we create our own realities. With our thoughts. So the key is to always stay positive and to always manifest a good reality by staying on the sunny side and actually thinking about what you want and manifesting it. Like if you're always negative and putting out that negative energy into the fucking the oceans, then you're going to get negativity coming back at you. Put out positivity, you get positivity coming back. And you can really create your own realities with your mind. I know this. Like I said, I read this book when I was a child. And I remember as a child, after reading this book, I decided to test the theory of being able to create my own reality. And what I did was I tried to imagine myself what my life would be like as an adult. How would life be like for me as an adult? How would I like my ideal reality to be? And I imagined myself, well, I obviously want to own land. I want to own a lot of land. Enough land where I can just ride four-wheelers on and just be able to build homesteads on and have homesteads for my children to live on. And at the time, I had an uncle, and he had a big old 40-acre piece of property. And I told myself, I want a piece of property bigger than 40 acres. I want a piece of property bigger than my rich uncle. A place I can ride four-wheelers on and live free and not have to work. That's how I imagine life, just living a life like that. On my own piece of land and being my own king of my own kingdom. And guess what? Here I am as an adult, living on a piece of land over 40 acres. I am the king of my own kingdom. I literally manifested my own reality with my thoughts. I did this. I know it's real because I did it. The most important book I ever read, As a Man Thinketh. Yes, we can create our own reality with our thoughts. This is the reason why they try to socially engineer people to be so negative all the time. Because you get so many people thinking negatively, you create a negative reality. And that's what they want. So the only way to fight against all this shit, you gotta keep on the sunny side. Always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life. If you know what I mean. Never hurts to understand what is best in life, too. A lot of people don't know what is best in life. But a Big Daddy knows what is best in life. Do you know what is best in life?
Crushing a miss while dancing with the devil in the dark. Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy with the best in life. Crushing a miss while dancing with the devil in the day. Like day and night. Telling me now what is best in life. Crushing a miss while leaving my soul of pain. Crushing a miss while dancing with the devil in the rain. My mind. Crushing a miss while feeling my soul a spark. Crushing a miss while dancing with the devil in the dark. Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy with a pimp slap hand. Daddy be the back door man. Yo, what is best in life? Crush your enemies. What is best in life? Crush your enemies. Crush your enemies. What is best in life? Crush your enemies. See them bleed right before your eyes. Hear them scream. Please don't let me die. Lamentation of the women. Feminism is a sin. Lamentation of that women.
That's right. Crush your enemies. Crush your enemies. Yep. Well, yeah, we had a good show. I think we might close it out. Yep. Never forget Big Daddy's words of wisdom. Speak truth to wokeness. Yes. And never, ever forget what is best in life. Yes. Never forget what is best in life. Big Daddy is a man who knows what is best in life. You crushing a miss well, feeling my soul a spark. Brush death with these well, dancing with them devil in the dark. I get up in the evening, and I ain't got nothing left to say. I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. You're a liar and I am all myself. Hey there, baby, I can use just a little help. You can't stop the fire. You can't stop fire without a spark.
this gun's for hire. Even the bridges dancing in the dark. Even the bridges dancing in the dark. Messages keep getting clearer. Radio's on and I'm moving around the place. I check my look in the mirror. I wanna change in my hair, my clothes, and my face. Man, I ain't getting nowhere. Just living in a dump like this. There's something happening somewhere. Maybe I just know that babies. You can't stop the fire. You can't start the fire without a spark. And this gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Dancing in the dark. You sit around getting older. There's a joke here somewhere and it hits on me. I shake this world off my shoulders and then I'll ride on down the fucking street. You can't stop the fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. And this gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Dancing in the dark. Dancing in the dark. Dancing in the dark.
My, hey, hey. Rock and roll is here to stay. It's better to burn now than to fade away. My, hey, hey. Out of the blue and into the black. Give me this, but you paid for that. Once you're gone, you can never go back. When you're out of the blue and into the black. The king is gone, but he's not forgotten. This is the story of the Johnny Rotten. It's better to burn now than it is to rust. The king is gone, but he's not forgotten. Hey, hey, my, rock and roll will never die. There's more to the picture than meets the eye. Hey, hey, my, rock and roll will never die. My, hey, hey, rock and roll is here to stay. It's better to burn now than to fade away. My, hey, 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 my, rock and roll will never die. There's more to the picture than meets the eye. Hey, hey, my, hey, hey, my, mine. I'd like to thank y'all for coming out. It's been fun hanging out with y'all. The Big Daddy's got to go. Tune in next week, y'all. We're gonna get back to streaming on this channel from now on the reg, talking about serious issues, baby. Wouldn't that be gonna smoke them bowls? I just packed me a bad green bun and I will smoke it all out with that China ice and the savoir faire. And no one in the whole universe can never compare. Oh yeah, I am yours now and you are mine and two. Together we'll laugh through all space and time. No, don't cry. Come day, oh daddy will die.